sur la table numéro 1 pour Singapour. From Singapore, Feng qui rencontre l'Ukrainienne Feng, 4e ranking mondial, qui rencontre l'Ukrainienne from Ukraine, Bilenko. Cette rencontre sera arbitrée par de l'Ouganda et de la Corée.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We have a fascinating 4th round women's singles here between Feng Tianwei in blue and Maria Bilenko, the Ukraine. Feng Tianwei, very, very experienced, vastly experienced in fact. Has been in the top 10 in the world now for the last 4 or 5 years, as they just go through the normal 2-minute knockup. Feng Tianwei at the moment, a world ranking of 4, and has been as high up in the world as number 2. Two-winged attack. As we look at Bilenko, world ranking of 89. So quite a difference between the two. Bilenko's done extremely well to get through to this 4th round stage. Remember, at this tournament, it's triple points, category 1 tournament. So these are the tournaments you want to be doing well, you want to excel. So I'm sure after this tournament, the ranking will be coming up to the top 50 or 60 in the world.
Well, she did indeed beat Hiroko Fuji from Japan. Round before that, 4 games to 2. That is already a huge accomplishment for her. You're absolutely right, Gavin. Huge success to be in this very select group of people here remaining at the World Championships. But I do think you're right. Feng Tianwei, world ranked at number 4. Very experienced, very established player, has to be the favorite for this match.
Tatiana Bilenko, extremely strong in defensive play. She's going to be stepping away 3 or 4 meters away from the table, using her strong defensive strokes through this match. It's whether she can make some positive changes at the right times. Possibly staying closer to the table, punching Feng Tianwei wide to the forehand occasionally, asking her some questions that way, isn't it, Seb?
I'll expect that, and we talk about experience here. I mean, Tatiana Bilenko has been in the World Championships in 1999, has been playing there, 1st round for her. Also has been around at the World Circuit for quite some time now.
Always nice to get 1 or 2 cheap points a set on your service. Of course, these days you're not allowed to shield the ball when you serve, which means that we get longer rallies now in the modern game. And of course, with Bilenko looking predominantly to defend, this could be a cracking match that we have in store here. Feng Tianwei, yeah, just looking to brush the ball, spin it up nice and high over the net. She's not going to expend too much energy, just rely on a good solid technique. bit fortuitous there. The Ukraine woman.
We've seen some ups and downs from Feng Tianwei in the past. Has not been as stable as she used to be. I have a feeling here, Gavin, that she will need to be on her toes here, especially against defense, and cannot allow to get sloppy, to get hasty. You need to play this out patiently. And of course, we are at the World Championships, so why not bring your A game? A bit of a strange serve here, the tomahawk. Side spin and top spin on the serve. Difficult to read for Feng Tianwei.
I think that's always a good tactic against a defensive player, to serve short into the forehand. It means from there that they've got a long way to come back out from the table to play their next defensive shot. Another ball just clipping the net, not quite changing direction, but it did mean that the quantity of spin was very, very high. But it has been a good start to this match from Bilenko. It can be very difficult against someone ranked as high as 4 in the world to relax out there in this huge stadium. Look at that margin for error again, Seb.
Same, of course, can be said for Feng Tianwei. Such a huge favorite for this match. I mean, pressure surely on her shoulder as well. She's expected to win. It's a world ranked 89 here, the 29-year-old player from Ukraine. That was well done. Very well crafted here, has remained patient, Bilenko. Waiting for an opportunity to get that block shot in here right onto the body of Feng Tianwei.
The ball can really kick up when you block after someone's hit a heavy topspin at you. The ball can jump on the table. Look how low Bilenko stays when she makes these defensive chops. What a lovely mix of attack and defense from the Ukraine.
Absolutely, flicking the switch when she needs to. Of course, the hallmark of a modern defensive player, to be able to attack as needed. Against the 26-year-old Feng Tianwei. Olympic bronze medalist, 2012. Recent success here for her. Quarter-finalist in the World Championships 2009 and as well as 2011. Of course, who could forget that finals match of the World Team Championships in 2010 in Moscow, where Singapore did manage to beat the Chinese national team. Well remembered among fans.
Perfectly flat palm as she serves. Really sticking right to the rules.
Once again, bit of a kick serve. Aren't you known for that yourself, Gavin? So I've heard.
The big kicking, jumping serves. A feature of quite a few of the British players at the moment.
Meanwhile, game points for the favorite Feng Tianwei. And she uses the first opportunity she gets here. 11-8 is the score, 1-0 up Feng Tianwei.
Посвободнее, посвободнее. Давай. Вот эту подачу повнимай. Вот эту подачу.
Second game, Feng to serve. Bravo. Round one.
Back in this second game. First one to Feng Tianwei. It's this best of 7 game, as are all games here at the World Championships, no matter which competition.
1 all.
We've seen this already a number of times in this tournament. Table tennis in general, playing against defense, what you need to be is patient. Wait for your chances, set up the winning topspin nicely, don't rush things. It can be tempting to smash that high bouncing shot back. Most of the times, as we see here, the chops, heavy backspin. Almost impossible to smash these in. Great rally, and Feng Tianwei at the moment is doing exactly that, setting this up quite patiently, waiting for her chance to score the point.
Feng Tianwei stating her intent, winning the point, giving the crowd a little bit of a fist. That fist pump, good to see.
Always absolutely right. It shows determination, not only to yourself, but also to your opponent. I mean, positive body language can have an impact on the opponent as well.
It's going to be difficult for Bilenko to sit in and just defend. Possibly a good tactic for her would be trying to defend maybe 1 or 2 meters closer to the table as well, to try and disturb Feng Tianwei's rhythm.
And that needs to be done. I absolutely agree, as Tatiana Bilenko is on thin ice at the moment. Once again, that point scored for Feng Tianwei during the long rally. Tatiana Bilenko needs some points now desperately. Nobody wants to be in a 0-2 situation against such a highly favorited player as Feng Tianwei.
Good attempt. That's what she needs to try and do. She sees that Feng Tianwei has spun the ball up a little bit higher and shorter on the table. Try and step forward. Take a little bit of a risk. But at 8-1 down, this is looking ominous for the defensive player.
Make that 9 now. Might just be the case that Tatiana Bilenko needs to try to come back from a 2-0. Stranger things, though, have happened at this tournament. Remember yesterday in the men's singles, Marcos Freitas against a player from North Korea being down 3-0 and then doing the reversal. That is, of course, the most difficult thing you could do. Earlier today in the women's doubles as well, from 10-0, coming back, winning the game. That is quite unheard of in table tennis. So possible is everything. Question, though, is how probable is it?
Suite de notre programme féminin avec les huitièmes de finale. Simple dame.
Just misfiring there with the forehand, but the direction was perfect. The lady in blue still has a very comfortable lead here by 5 points at 9-4.
There again, she lost the patience here. Very good attempt on the first shot from the backhand, but Feng Tianwei did manage to block that back to the table. Then Tatiana Bilenko was trying to force the issue, which is, of course, almost never a good idea. 10-4, 6 game points. Once again to the Singaporean player.
5-10.
Well done.
Nice little backhand, direct, down the flank. But the worrying signs for Bilenko are that when she does attack, 80% of the time the ball does come back again. Another little bit of rhythm. That's 2 nice backhands. Always difficult as a defender to come back into the table and look to attack. You're always off balance. Something you have to try and integrate into your game in practice. Feng Tianwei super patient.
Super safe as well, has made very few errors here. Well, no errors in this rally. Fantastic action from Feng Tianwei, winning the second game 11-6, now leads 2 games to 0.
Both ladies back at the table. And it's Singapore that have got off to a flyer, 2-0. And I hope now for Bilenko that her intent will be to be nice and positive on both wings. Try and attack. The defending is not going to be enough to win this match. Better low chop that time, taking that almost at the table.
For Democratic People, Republic of Korea, pour la Corée, Kim Ye-sung. Serve numéro 4, service, umpire 4, for Croatia, Damir.
Feng Tianwei remaining focused. Little blow of the ball there. Going through her little ritual.
Was a crucial point here for both players. Feng Tianwei now tying at 2 each. Has to have been the intent of Tatiana Bilenko to stay ahead 2 points. That chop here missed by the narrowest of margins too. Just caught in the net. And this is very nice. In my opinion, she should try this more often with the serve. Float serve or topspin serve even. Feng Tianwei does have a few problems in reading the spin on the serve. Then attack, because as you say, Gavin, defense is not enough to win against Feng Tianwei today.
It's nice to see her mixing up different side spins. First time coming right to left across the ball, second time left to right. Make your opponent think about the receive of serve.
It's good advice here for everyone. From the professional player Gavin Rumgay from Scotland. Make your opponent think about the serve. Exactly. Oh, well done. It looked to me like she was waiting for that the whole rally. For this topspin here to go over. Feng Tianwei did open the forehand side of the table a whole lot. Good reaction from Bilenko and blocking that back to the deep forehand.
And another side spin, topspin serve, opening out the rally. Because it's very evident so far in the game that she's not going to win when she's back 4 or 5 meters from the table and just defending. Good shot of the delicate touch there, employed from the Singapore player. And it's always the difference, that subtlety of good feeling, and then playing the ball. Nice explosive attack, changing the pace.
Good placement as well, going for the pocket shot here. Looking to place onto the elbow, which is the turning point that forces a decision. Do I play forehand or do I play backhand? Decision, of course, costs time you don't have in table tennis. Nice.
And 2 of her points this set coming from shots going wide to the Feng Tianwei forehand. Ball clipping the side of the table. Umpire very sharp to see that one too.
Once again, good service variation. She has been successful with that. This time, as you are shadowing it, Gavin, coming up. A little bit of topspin once again on the serve. Wow.
Some conviction in her play now. And this is a tactical change. Chopping closer to the table, mixing the spin slightly so that Feng Tianwei lifts the ball a little bit too high, and then she comes in with a swatting technique, hits the ball away. Very comfortable. Chopping cross court. And Bilenko opens up 5 set points. Not quite able to do it that time, but that's some spectacular defending, miles away from the table. Bilenko for sure now showing us why she's in this 4th round.
But she needs to score soon now. Timeout even called from the Ukrainian coach. That is quite the aggressive timeout here. Bilenko about to win her first game, and he needs to make sure that she does.
Suppose the emphasis has to be on the here and now. You take the time out at 10-9, you might not be able to successfully employ a new tactic. 10-7 at least gives her another 3 bites of the cherry.
Very nice.
We can see from that lovely camera shot how far away from the table Bilenko can play.
Oh, and now she's in a tough spot. Air is getting quite thin here. Still 2 bites at that very precious cherry for her remaining, but she needs to score soon. As the coach has emphasized with the timeout, she cannot afford to lose this game as well.
Now it's time for Bilenko to try and walk round the perimeter of the field. Take her time.
And she does at the last chance too. Takes this 3rd game, 11-9. Closes the gap to 1 game to 2.
So Feng Tianwei to deliver. And I feel that she'll be keen to get off to a good start.
And she did play better when confronted with these game points for Bilenko. Did play, in fact, her best table tennis. Though that was not enough in this game. And that is what I've been talking about, that patience. It can be so tempting to smash that ball in from the high bounce, but there's so much backspin on it. Will just immediately go downwards from your racket. Need to play topspin or push indeed on that.
That ball clipping the edge. Found the perfect distance from the court. That's a wonderful mix between, again, defense and attack. Sitting here in the commentary box, I don't know what shot she's going to play next. That's obviously the same for Feng Tianwei down there on the table.
Quite clever done from Feng Tianwei. More or less just lifted that up. There was not that much topspin on there.
Another good point. Feng Tianwei attempting to try and touch short with two bounces onto the table, but there's so much spin on the Bilenko ball that it's difficult to do that at the moment. Another big fist pump though from the lady from Singapore. This game has become a whole lot more interesting the last 10 minutes, hasn't it, Seb?
Absolutely, I was thinking the same thing here. Feng Tianwei seems much less comfortable than she was in the first games. Bilenko has managed to keep her guessing what she's about to do next. Point to Feng Tianwei, but again, you have to commend Bilenko for the attempt to attack.
Just talking millimeters there. As we'll see here in the camera shot, the ball just grazing the top of the net and off.
Working again. Gavin, have you any idea why Feng Tianwei only places the topspins to the middle of the table now? Has not played any angles in the last 4 or 5 points.
The reason for that is Feng Tianwei at the moment is just hitting through the middle of the ball. What she needs to start to do is hit round the corners of the ball, start to make the ball deviate in the air. Trying to bend her wrist through the right of the ball or the left of the ball to start creating big angles. Then you can open out this table, make it feel a bit more like a hockey pitch or a football pitch. See, that ball there was high. She could definitely have played that softer on the angle, as you were speaking about there, Seb. Don't need to crash every ball right down the middle.
And another very nice backhand. I wouldn't call it a smash, something in between of a block and a smash here. Fast acceleration of the lower arm.
We can see there Bilenko in the middle of the rally, twiddling, changing the racket, using red, and then suddenly on the forehand side she changes again and uses the red rubber again, which is the pimple. gaining a little bit more control with that red rubber, the pimpled side, when she's away from the table.
Six,
6-7
seven.
for Feng Tianwei. And Gavin, can you maybe explain our viewers what does the long pimples rubber exactly do with the ball, with the spin?
A lot of the time, it depends on your opponent. So if Feng Tianwei is spinning the ball up with heavy topspin rotation, the only option for Bilenko is to hit the ball back with severe backspin. However, the other way, if Feng Tianwei digs the ball long with backspin into the pimple will react and come back as a topspin shot. So it's always the opposite of the spin that is actually on the ball. Maybe quite difficult for me to explain that. Maybe easier for me down on the table, but yeah.
Timeout now. This time for Singapore.
C'était le dernier des matchs, la dernière partie double messieurs sur la table numéro 3. Nous allons sans tarder accueillir
Another upset at this World Championships happening at the table adjacent to this one here at the moment. Chan Katsuhiro and Kenji Matsudera from Japan just beat Chenqi and Feng Bo from China. The 7th game here, 11-6, win 4-3. Chinese players, the seeded double too, is now out of the tournament. Always quite refreshing to see these upsets happening, to always root for the underdog anyway. Subconsciously maybe, but you still do.
It's what's made this World Championship so special in 2013. There have been a few big shock surprises early doors. And this could be another one unfolding in front of us here on table 1.
Absolutely right, 9-7, 2 points left on the table for Tatiana Bilenko to tie the score to 2 games each. We'll make that 1.
You can see Feng Tianwei getting a little bit twitchy now. Not sure what shot to use. This really would be a foothold in this match for Bilenko. She can just steal 1 of the next 3 points. Out wide.
Wow, what a bold attempt to, and why not try something like this? Try to be this aggressive at your own game point. Feng Tianwei once again just lifted the topspin, and this time Bilenko was right there, smashing that back in, tying the score now to 2 games each as she wins this 4th game, 11-7.
Еще сейчас больше можно. Понимаешь? Она уже отвыкла от этой твоей подачки. Ты понял меня? А? И бьешь, если будешь спилить, где-то место. Не просто так будет.
Fifth game, Bilenko to serve, love all.
Fifth game, Tatiana Bilenko from Ukraine versus Feng from Singapore. What a fight she's been putting up, the Ukrainian defensive player. Did manage to tie the score now against the hugely favorited Feng Tianwei.
Pour la Chine, China, Cheng Mei, qui rencontre donc sa compatriote. Chine, China, Li.
Another early fist pump, stating her intent at the start of this fifth set. That never say die attitude is always wonderful to see from sporting athletes.
As the spirits say, never say die.
She could even get a game for Scotland if she's going to fight like that.
And Tianwei now getting a bit louder here at the table. Situation much more tense than it was in the first few games. This game hugely important to both these players.
Lovely retrieval skills underneath the table. Listen to the sound of the feet.
Wow, what a rally, Gavin. Absolutely astonishing. Look how much harder Feng Tianwei now has to work for every point. This time, not even getting it.
And what's been a recurring theme through this championship is the knowledgeable crowd here in Paris. It's been absolutely wonderful.
Has become a bit more quiet here in Paris, I have to say, since most of the French players are now out of the tournament, who were really frenetically supported here by the crowd. Still, you're absolutely right, very knowledgeable, clapping at nice points, not taking sides so far. Very comfortable atmosphere to be here. What a great stage too for a World Championship, this huge Palais Omnisport. As we're approaching the finals weekend, it will get mighty loud in here. 4 points each, 2 games each. Impossible to say who's coming out on top at the moment.
That could have been a little change in there, a little no-spin defense. If that was the case, then Bilenko has even more added to her armory at the moment. She really has played a stormer to get back into this match, leading by 1 point. And another nice backhand fast block down the middle.
Feng Tianwei now showing signs of battle here, shuffling her feet, shrugging her shoulders. Not that positive display of body language. That was right on the line here. Tatiana Bilenko for a second there, fearing that might just fly over the table, but it didn't. It somehow bounced on the table. Now from 4-4, 7-4 for the Ukrainian defensive player.
That is what looked like the easy ball, but I suppose when you've retrieved 5 or 6 unbelievable shots, you can probably forgive her for missing the easy one.
And she needs to do that herself too. She's still in the lead. No point here in complaining about that 1 point lost. She's doing a good job. She needs to keep on going. Good attempt once again, maybe a bit hasty there.
That is a shot that's won her a lot of successful points so far in this match. She fancied it, just missed out. Still in the lead though. It's 7 points to 6 in this 5th.
Oh, wow. What a rally. We've been on the edge of our seats here for the whole thing, but oh, how narrow that missed. Look at Tatiana Bilenko. She knows this was her opportunity. Great endurance, though. Has brought back everything Feng Jianwei did throw at her. 7 to 7.
Looked good from here, just falling agonizingly short. As Feng Jianwei opens up a 1 point lead. Where's she going to serve this time? That arm's looking tired. Oh. Here we go.
9-7. I was just thinking about Gavin. She more and more relies on her defense again. You haven't seen her attacking as much. Has been quite more successful staying close to the table and occasionally block shot like this.
That was the right ball to attack.
Exactly. Instead, though, 10-8, Feng Jianwei fought herself up to 2 game points. Looking to win this 5th game here.
Spinning up to the ceiling.
And there it is, first time of asking, it is 11-8. 3-2 is the lead from Feng Jianwei over Tatiana Bilenko.
拉住的话，他就没办法攻；就拉住的话，他要攻的话，肯定有限，对不对？你拉住哪边，你哪边输出到哪边都没关系。主要注意，你要是一不拉的时候，搓的时候，注意他这个球员控，搓当中自己控制就可以了。接发球没有什么，接发就对了。这球啊，在侧旋球的话，技巧。
Nine. Sixth game, Feng to serve, level. One, love.
That was the right idea from Bilenko. And I feel in that fifth set, if she had attempted to attack a little bit more, she may have come out a little bit more successfully.
Sure, this is what a coach has told her in the break as well. She's been trying that twice during this first rally here.
One, off.
Of course, it's a different story. In games number 3 and 4, we've seen her work herself up to a situation where she could indeed smash, and here she's trying to find situations to smash in. That's a different approach to the game.
2, 1.
That was well crafted.
Just trying to get the timing of the punch shot right. As you're about to hit the ball, that's when your foot should land, and that's when you get the correct timing.
2, off.
Feng Tianwei, always very tactically astute, knowing when she can play the ball on the diagonal a little bit slower, get the ball in play. Big sequence coming up here.
Well done.
Beautiful hands away from the table there, and then pouncing.
And here's what confuses me. I mean, this game has been repeating itself here. We see once again Feng Tianwei playing topspins only to the middle of the table, where Tatiana Bilenko can smash these shots with her backhand back to the table. First 2 games was Feng Tianwei spraying the ball from left to right. Bilenko forced into a much more defensive posture. Points each. Once again, I would say that this is indeed the right decision at the moment to attack. She's just been not hitting the timing. Might have already been a bit late. What do you think?
Possibly. But the game continues to ebb and flow. As we're 3 points all in this 6th set. Feng Tianwei will be feeling the fatigue in that tricep muscle by now. Difficult to be accurate from that distance away from the table. No emotion at all from the Ukraine coach.
Just a stern look on his face. Well, that was hugely important for her to hit the second one as well. That has to build up confidence for her. I think this is the first time in this 1-2 combination where she's hit the second one. Of these block smash shots.
Out wide, as you said, Seb. You've got that spot on, trying to play a little bit wider out into the flanks.
Caught her on the back foot as well. She was stepping towards her backhand side, Tatiana Bilenko. Did not expect that to go to forehand as well.
You could see that ball was absolutely laced. Able to impart spin by using the wrist at the right contact point. Sometimes it's more difficult to spin the ball when it's slightly high above the net. There's that little bit of indecision.
That was a strange one. I'd like to see that in slow motion. Looked like it caught the net, but what a pity not to see here in this angle, but that bounced definitely in a strange way. Every 6 points, players are entitled to towel down to dry face and hands.
You can see at the moment Feng Tianwei with the rosy cheeks, the red cheeks. She's working hard.
7-6.
And she's in the lead also. As we're slowly approaching the business end of this game. All the warning lights should be on for Tatiana Bilenko. Look at the Ukrainian player continuously switching her racket, only playing with the pimple side here with the red rubber. If you look at it, on forehand and backhand as well. 7 points each.
The arm's getting more and more tense as the match moves on.
Was well done. Did change the speed here. Early timing. Very little time for Tatiana Bilenko to react. Go with that weird serve again. Oh, this time did not work out at all for Tatiana Bilenko. That topspin caught the edge of the table. Means 9-7.
Selecting the right ball. Again there, Seb, just able to stay patient. And then unleashing that huge forehand into the correct area when she needed to, which sets up 3 match points.
Great point. What an effort put in by Tatiana Bilenko. And you can hear the venue fall silent during that rally. No one was even breathing here. 1 match point averted, 2 to go for the 29-year-old.
Tense as she lifted up there. The arm didn't move, it was all shoulder going from low to high, and that's why the ball went off the end.
What a point for a timeout too, sadly. On both sides, gone for a while. Still no emotions. Oh, and that just falls long by such a narrow of margin here. Sigh of relief from Feng Tianwei, as she does indeed manage to win this game here. Wins the match in turn. 11-9 is the score in the sixth game. We see the confirmation on screen. 4-2. 7-11, 11-8, 11-9 in the last three games. Congratulations to Feng Tianwei. Favorited player has indeed managed to stay in the tournament. Although we have to commend Tatiana Bilenko, I will say she's put up quite a fight here. Was even in reach of turning the game around completely. Nonetheless, player from Singapore, the world team champion in 2010, remains here in Paris.